The one thing that's worrying me is I hate playoffs. I love them and I hate them because it feels like when you get so close, it feels like you've wasted a season if you don't go up through them. And I wanted us in the playoffs fighting for automatics. At the minute, we're 6 points from the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oxford are in 6th. Yes, we've got a game in hand on Oxford, but so have Plymouth, and Plymouth are 3 points ahead of us. We're on 40 points, so Wednesday you're in 8th on 40 points. We I wouldn't be surprised if we finished 8th. We seem to love 8th this season.
There's 60 points left to play for.
Mm-hmm.
I can see us getting 40.
My big worry is the drop-off if we don't get promoted this season. We've all seen it. If Wednesday don't fire themselves straight back up, and if we don't this time, I can't be arsed with losing the players and having to do a rebuild in this league. That's not what you want. You want to shift the dead weight and go back up and then have a rebuild in the championship and sort it out that way, because
the only difference is if we do a rebuild next season, it can be a proper rebuild because we can spend money again.
Can we?
Yes. Yes, we can spend money. It was only for a season.
Yeah, but it depends who buys us.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Going off what we were going last season, I don't think there's a high chance Chancery ain't here next season.
So that means it's going to be a rebuilding League One again, a la Ipswich, and hope it all gels.
Yeah, but you got to worry when somebody takes over a club. You never know if they're buying it for a business asset and they're going to try and get it to make money, or they're actually, because the one thing I will say about Chancery is he wanted to do it as a bit of a passion project and put money into it. He did it the wrong way, but he wanted to do it that way. Now, if somebody takes us over who's all about the business and getting balance in the books, that's not going to be
stuck in League One for a while.
Yeah, because you're not gonna. You got to still shed it. Let's actually before we go into the news, let's actually look at what that could look like. Let's have a look at the wages of Sheffield Wednesday. Okay, so this is from. There's a site that. So take these with a pinch of salt because it's from Salary Sport, you know. It takes, but it looks from what we've heard, what Banning's contract is and stuff. These look pretty on the money in terms of wages. So apparently, Wednesday's highest earner is Bailey Peacock Farrell on 28 grand, but we won't be paying all of that.
No,
I reckon we'll probably paying about a good 50, 60 of that, but I don't think we're paying all of that. Barry Bannon is the next top earner, £21,000 a week, making a yearly salary of just over $1 million.
It makes sense with what we've heard.
Yeah. And that's, to be honest, for Barry Bannon, that's $1 million a year is, I know it's a lot in this league. It makes him one of the highest paid players in this league. But I can see, it's what Aidan McGeady was on last season, apparently, or a season before. But I think Aidan McGeady's taken a contract cut and Aidan McGeady's on like 13 now. Callum Patterson on 12. Josh Windass on 12. Josh Windass and Callum Patterson are on the same wage. It's a bit weird, that. Liam Palmer on 10. Massimo Luongo on 10. Dominic Iorfa on 9.4, apparently. That's weird. But then again, playing for us, he's not... He had a new contract, didn't he?
He did.
That might have changed because I don't know if that might have gone up. Then again, there's probably clauses in there, isn't there?
Well, what is that? I offer 26, 27?
I offer is 26.
Yeah.
Shea Dunkley, 8.4. Berahino, 7.6. We're giving him nearly 400k a year to score how many goals? Sam Hutchinson, 5.6. Nearly 300k a year. Fizz, I'm not sure I buy this one. Fizz, 5.3.
I don't believe that one.
I don't believe that one because I'd heard something different to that earlier on. George Byers, 5.2. Joe Wildsmith, 5.1, which makes sense because that's his championship contract. Jack Hunt, 5.1. Lewis Gibson, 5 grand, but I don't think we were paying any of Gibson's wage, to be honest. Lewis Wing, 5 grand.
What I don't get about the Gibson thing, why has he not been sent back? Because I keep hearing that he might be coming back.
Well, to be honest, if he's coming back, he's coming back. We need centre-back, so we'll see what happens. Lee Gregory, 5 grand. Marvin Johnson, 4.9. Shadipo, 4.8. We're probably paying quite a high percentage of his wage, even though he's a loan as well. Adenir in 4.4. I could see that, but I'm not 100% on that one. Silaso, 3.6. Canberry, 3.3. Jaden Brown, 2.1. Luke Jackson, £840. Kieran Brennan, this will not be accurate anymore.
That won't be accurate because
he was on it. He was apparently on 830 a week. That's still 43 grand a year.
I love how you go, oh, it's only this, like.
It's still 43 grand a year, you know. But yeah, for a 21-year-old, 43 grand a year. But yeah, it'll be on more than that now. Addy Owen, 841 grand a year, by the way. Render, 760. That's 40 grand a year. Josh Duodu, same price. Theo Corbinu, who doesn't play for us, was apparently on £600. I don't buy that one.
That could be a little bit more.
Alex Bonington's the last one on this list for 550.
And of course, we don't know what Lang's is.
The reason I wanted to bring this up as well is because we talk about wages. People are always saying we're the highest paid club. We're on 194 a week currently in wages. That's quite a lot. Sunderland, who are one of the other big clubs in this league, big clubs, you know, they pay 115k a week. This was a lot more, but they cut quite a lot of it this year. Their highest paid players, Aidan McGeady on 13k, but then the rest of their players are 8.5 and below, and that's Pritchard on 8.5. Does Pritchard still play for them? I think he does. These have got wiggle room with transfers recently.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've brought down their wages. You could see, the reason I'm saying it is because you could see Wednesday doing the same thing. Ipswich Town, however, are paying quite a lot of money in this league. They've got, they actually are paying 180 grand a week, apparently, Ipswich, and they haven't got the financial leniency that a club that have got recently relegated have, you know. So,
but they also got taken over just as the season started.
You see, there's a lot of confusion around this one though, because it says they've got Selena, haven't they? Yeah. Who's on 21 grand a week, but he's a loan from City. So I don't know if he still plays for City, but he is a loan. I don't think they'll be paying much of that. And the rest of their players are on 10 grand. So there is a bit of inflation with that lone player there. But then again, there is for Bailey Peacock-Farrell with us, who's allegedly on 28. So
I'd like to see Wendy utilising this partnership we made with Manchester United over like the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Where we had some players. It'd be nice to see if it worked. Pritchard is still at Sunderland. He joined in 2021.
Yeah, he was at Huddersfield. He moved to Sunderland, or was he at? Yeah,
no, he was at Huddersfield and moved to Huddersfield.
Yeah, that was where I was getting the confusion from there. So there is all that. Go on.
The problem you've got is, do you see the likes of Barry Bannon staying for another season in League One?
No.
If we don't get out,
no.
But we won't get what we know he's valued for either, because what we think he's valued for is how important he is.
When did he sign to? 2023?
Yeah, 2-year contract, I believe.
Well, then, yeah, I could see him seeing his contract out. I could, because I don't know if he'll want to carry on playing after this. It depends what he feels like, doesn't he?
Yeah. To be fair, he took a big risk in terms of signing that contract because we looked like we were done and dusted, weren't we?
Yeah. Yeah, it's. I don't want to think about what those wages would be effective.
He's pushing close to 300 appearances as well.
Yeah, it would be. Or I'd like to see Bannon do that, but it's. I'm trying not to think too much about the situation we'll end up in next season, but it's getting worrying with Wednesday's current form. Yeah. What do you guys think? Do you think we need to shed more off this wage bill? Do we need to have a rebuild? Do you think we've got a plan? Is there a plan there? Or is the takeover the plan and then see what happens and leave it to the next guy? It's not the greatest at the minute, is it?
No.